People take things and say that you're hating and say that you don't know what you're talking about, or you're mad because someone for your team got going in. But I just hold the Hall of Fame for me. I hold the Hall of Fame to the highest standards. And you really and truly are the best of the best that's ever played.
Welcome back to the edition of Just Another Sports Show, or as we call it, No Jazz. I am your host, and I have, of course, my colleague, my co-host. Most of us call him, the Godfather, the Uncle. He's known as Tank. Going on, Tank? Let's take a round of applause. Going on, Tank?
Nothing much, just out here trying to live a dream,
Living a dream.
enjoying either going and getting ready for fall season.
Living a dream. That's what's up. Live the dream, my friend. Live the dream. And before we begin, because our segment is going to be about, I'm a segment off Tank, because it's going to be about people who live the dream. But before we get into that, of course, we have to tell everyone to please make sure you come check us out at No Jazz on YouTube. Check us out at nojazz@gmail.com. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback that you want to give us, make sure you leave the comments up under the video. And then before we go on, we got to give a special, shout out to the people who make this all possible. Light Snack. And don't ever forget, order. Make sure you go to lightsnack.com and order all your Magic City wings. And then also for your sports apparel, you ladies, make sure you go to quickvisits.com and get all of your loungewear, sportswear, cooking wear, anything you want to wear to make you feel comfortable at home. So, having said all of that, we are about to get into this weekend. I am represented. And since this is a sports show, this is not a political conversation that we're about to have and represent our country, even though every 4 years this does coincide with something else. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that either. My flag, and you're going to see this in a few segments to the 49ers, does represent the Olympics. As Tank said, prior to a special situation going on tonight and for this weekend. Inductees. I'm not surprised. Thank you. But we just want to get into that one because this is going to flow something that's been on Tank's mind. And I don't know if the word bothers him or it's something that makes him feel some kind of way inside about it. It is, what does it take to be Hall of Fame inductee? What's the criteria? And I just want to go ahead and point out that we're going to talk about that today because it is the Hall of Fame weekend. Football started again. Everybody's happy. The grass smells different. The air is different. And we are celebrating the start of football this weekend with the Hall of Fame game. And of course, before I get into that, I do want to discuss the 2024 class that's going in. It is. Hold on. Yeah. We got to get. Right. Senior class is
Senior class. People take things and say that you're hating and say that you don't know what you're talking about, or you're mad because someone for your team got going in. But I just hold the Hall of Fame for me, I hold the Hall of Fame to the highest standards. And he really and truly are the best of the best that's ever played. And I've been underwhelmed by the past few Hall of Fame classes. Because sometimes it seems like you just got to put somebody in. We got to put somebody in. As opposed to looking at a person's career and then saying, yes, this person truly deserves to be in there. I don't know. Maybe I should be the gatekeeper. I don't know. But there's one person who out of this class that I've changed my opinion on as far as should he be in the Hall of Fame. And that's Devin Hester. Because generally people who go ahead, can hear you.
I was saying,
Okay, my opinion at first was he shouldn't be in because generally people who are teams players who play special teams because they aren't good enough to start for the defense. Generally, as far as returning people, you have a few return men who actually start off the defense, but the majority specialize in current special teams utilize as return. And I was always conflicted. Well, if not good enough to get on the field off the defense, should you really be inducted in for the Hall of Fame and not being good enough to be a starting receiver, starting defensive back, or start running back? But return man is a special position, and everybody can't return. Everybody can't return. So for me, I changed my mind. He truly did. He changed the game. I would give him that. That's why I changed my mind. He's made them echo. We see. Okay. Yeah, he truly changed the game as far as being a return man because he was one of the few who you saw always doing their best, except for the Indianapolis Colts in the Super Bowl. They decided to be stupid kickoff when we started.
I think that solidified it. I think that stupid enough to kick off to him, and he scored on that stage was his moment. That was when. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it in regular season, but I think for what many are, in the league wasn't considered a great return man because had returned and I think there was another. Nevertheless, to have the name that we were afraid of, the stupid enough, NFL said we're not going to have him here, and I kicked to have him on the stage, and not stop him. We want the people to see. Yes, it was stupid. In hindsight, it definitely needed to be done. Wow. So he won't be doing anything to us late game heroics. We caught us early. Thank goodness it rained. And I believe that's why that is still I question it.
One thing, hold on.
Go ahead.
You come out of the other Miami Dolphins, they played Redskins in Super Bowl. Second time.
Exactly.
It's okay.
And either of those guys were considered the great. The so torn because the answer is this. Because was Pac-Man Jones not electric? wonders himself not electric. You know, would Randy Moss not be electric? Deshaun Jackson was he not electric? If they had the opportunity, and everybody can't do that technique to get to the hole. You know, I'm not saying taking anything away from this. Not only are you, just as you said, not good enough to start at your position because you don't sacrifice you don't sacrifice your keep returning in the mornings or in the slot. Cover two, you get out of the moment. He concentrated at what he did at home. On special teams, you're also not going up against the best teams because they're any sidelines. You know, you're fastest. Outside of his first 2 years as rookie of just trying to make a squad. It's not trying to, the best wedge buster is probably a starting strong safety that's not playing on special. So
Yeah, that's my thing. I was torn, but I said, okay, someone is originally best to ever do something. They should be in the Hall of Fame. I think that's the primary argument, primary reason why. Because no one has done it, and it's more so based on the fact of how many touchdowns. Because someone else who should be in is going to return. Doesn't have as many touchdowns. It's Brian Mitchell, who played with the Redskins. The league who has more yards returning than anybody else in the league. So you couldn't make the argument they'll do it. Only he didn't score as much. So, yeah, well,
from Detroit, all those years. He had some most scrimmage, 25, 30 yards career. He doesn't have touchdowns, but he has been because trying to take you to the 40. And all you're working with is 60 yards. That's an offensive weapon. And so I'm going to mature looking at the Hall of Fame overall and what we're doing with it because you gotta let people in every year. And I'm kind of with Dean. You know, the Hall of Fame is
do you have to, I mean, or do you have to baseball? Only one of y'all good enough to get in with deal with. My thing is don't start be on the you need to have an inner sanctum. You got Hall of Famers and you get Hall of Famers. Yeah. And I'm not really I understand what he's saying. I'm not really I just think you just can't start putting people in because some of these guys have been like my thing is can you tell the history of the NFL without that? You can't. Maybe you need to put them in, but if you can, they don't go in. And also, if you think about them, you're in the backyard. You know how you were younger. You put things in the backyard. Okay, I got him. How long did it before you get the certain guy on to say some of you would never pick? Some of these people never even get brought up in conversation. You talk about the best.
That's my point. That's where I stand. That's why I cannot away from the Devin Hester conversation because people are always going to look at what Devin Hester did in that box. I went to Kentucky. Buses over those years. And there is definitely a first team, a second team, a third team, fourth team, 15, 16. And my question is like, okay, if I'm starting and I'm just Hicks, Randy on the top,
All right.
Fourth and fifth in the depth chart. Chris Carter's fourth and fifth in the depth chart. You know, running back. If I start and I have to go in the part of the lineup because the NFL only has 11 men, I'm gonna have to go with a 2. You know,
Yeah.
to be fair. There's a chart. Chart. Levania Tony, Franco Harris. They're on the depth chart. And here's the depth chart is where you get who? Your special teamers. You trying to tell me the most exciting football player to ever play college football, Silas Herschel, Bing Berry, and Reggie Bush. They think you put all these buses, Barry, you third on the depth chart behind Walter and Eric Daniel. I don't argue with you. That's what
It's I mean, like I said, the only reason
it's tough.
because he's the best to ever do it, and really, and he's the best to ever do it based on his touchdown. It's not based on yardage and coverage, because he didn't have great punt return average, and you saw it in the later years. They started going down to especially after he stopped kicking. The best way to neutralize a kick return or punt return, the best way to neutralize it is not to kick.
But if he could play DB, he was not. He never would have. He mediocre DB that starts. That doesn't get an offer.
He addressed that. He said, "Hey, I don't know if it was God talking to me or if it was just me." He said, "Would you rather be the 50 or 60-second best running back or wide receiver? Would you rather be the best return man to ever do it? That's why you're returning punt. That's why you're returning kick."
He said God talking to him about that.
He said, "I don't know if it was God to do that or not, but he said he accepted."
He accepted it.
You know, these other people. Like I said, it changed my mind going in because I also believe that you got to put Brian Mitchell in. You got to look at Mel Roy and hey, this man for the decade of the 70s and 80s was the best. You got to start looking at these in a little differently. You can't just put one in. Also, that there's a lot of people like to say Steve Pascal was the best person, special teams player. Do you want to put him in because he couldn't start at receiver?
Your depth chart.
But
your depth chart is your teams. You can't just be throwing special teams in box. He has an argument, but you got to stop. I do kickers and punters, but you got to stop it. I personally do not feel like Devin Hester would have. I think that would have been crazy. But is Michael Vick a Hall of Fame quarterback? Chris,
Yep.
Oh,
He was. I think now when you want to in and return me and get rid of him, I think you other you got to change the criteria.
I'm about to give you one. And it's hate. And I'm not even trying to change your mind. I have Jerry as my ex. Yeah. I got Randy as my ex. Jerry as my wife. And really it's T. They're my 3 wide, right? Start. Hall of Fame starters. Go once they get over, go come out about this man. Antonio Brown. It's gonna be on the depth chart. So are you telling me you're starting his first 2 years? Right, that kick return a punt return. I mean Antonio Brown. The man doing that. Oh,
He was too valuable to receive.
Pac-Man Jones could have been better than Omar because Antonio Bill didn't go check. Pac-Man.
It's just the thing you got, y'all. Because it's so good and valuable in their such a high position. You don't want to risk them.
Exactly.
Esther was, I hate to say it like this, but you're expendable. Generally, you're on special teams because you're expendable. You're not hurt. Yeah. You know, I don't want you to get hurt. You get hurt. And Randy, right. Or rather, you get hurt until your return in the escape. You're expendable. It's not, hey, we don't care about you, you're terrible, but the starters that need to you're better and more valuable to the team than you are if you were in that position. Therefore, you need to get returning down to down.
All right, hold on. The same thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Already. That was. So you tell me no. I just on the truck because I'm talking. He's not. But listen, I can try to listen. Because even if I have no spot to this special team, you can't tell me
You gotta remember, Rod also played.
he's still gonna be on the field.
Yeah. Dawkins McPhillips.
Dawkins.
Yeah, it's sticky. I would start with. I see you.
Even though AJ Darren Sharper.
Yeah, it's sticky.
It's thick in the Hall of Fame, which was good. And if the Hall of Fame had an East and West squad.
This thing, dude, they got to go. They got to all of Fame before they. You're not taking anything away from them because if they voted you in, you're in. I just haven't been moved. These guys have passed. It was very good. But when I think of the best team to ever have played, I don't think of Frank. Someone who's thinking Dwight Frank, and yeah, he was really good too.
Where's he?
I don't depth chart or does he? I got. You got all of these moves that have been tremendous. It's freeing it.
Even though they're linebackers. God rest his. All are very good.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I think there should be. Yeah, I think they should give their jackets back. Yeah. There should be like a.
It's strange to me, and sometimes because the voters have an issue with them, or they don't have, or they always come out of why people involved. Randy Gradishar, he's getting in. He was one of the best linebackers to play in the okay, I do what he did this year. It was different from the past 34 years, and now he's getting in.
Yeah, he was one of those, and I understand his situation too. He was one that in his time he looked good, and it was just when everybody started going in, he just didn't fit with Deckers, but it was hard to get. And honestly,
to me, and I think he don't think of Stephen Mike. Mean Joe Green. I think you think of
Sap.
I think of what's his name from Minnesota? John Randall. I think of guys like that. You don't think of, it's just that name just don't come up.
Randy
Again,
White?
not taking yeah, I'm not taking anything away from what you did. But for some guys, I just don't need to be in Canton. They can be on the doorsteps looking in and be close.
So here's what the NFL needs. The NFL, like basketball does. I think there's an NBA Hall of Fame and a basketball Hall of Fame. You see people make both, and then you see people make one. When you make both, you don't even consider one. The NBA,
Yeah, I think they need to go with criteria. Because what they're doing now, it's the stats are harder full story. And when you look at receivers, you like Andre Johnson is going.
he's
Look
deserving.
at this stat. Hold on, bro. All day. You look at this. You look at what he did with the quarterback or lack thereof, and you got to put him in. Because if he played with the quarterback, his numbers would have been ridiculous. Now, when you look at, and I'm going to use this because this boy, people look at Lynn Swan, you can't compare 50-year eras, because the time that was time out, they played in. Because a lot of the criteria, things change. The game, like, if you're throwing the ball 50, your receiver, especially you're gonna catch 6, 7 balls every week. You look at these.
Yeah. I mean, but part of your criteria, it sounds to me like you're saying, and you don't even Swan show up.
Yep.
Playoffs and Super Bowl. Because Lynn Swan and Starr with the argument of saying they were playing with a mediocre quarterback. I mean, don't get me right. He was
load up when he needed.
Starworth and Lynn Swan. And defense, legacy. I believe if Terry was in the social media era, he would have been getting. You could have put anybody.
Yeah, we think I don't believe it.
No. I still believe it.
Yeah.
But people would have been saying, like, what if those people, Calvin?
And also, you got to remember, Aaron, we're talking Pittsburgh wants to in the pass blocking gauge. Pittsburgh went from averaging 10 passes a game to a full whopping 18 passes a game. These days, the past 2 years, quarterbacks have thrown 19 passes in the first half. Some of them throwing in the first. But you can't just go by the numbers. I think you got to go with the numbers in their arrow. Ultimately, if you don't have not even win all pro, I don't think you get in the Hall of Fame. Because all pros said you were the best at least that year. If you remember and if you have all pro, you still get in. You got guys in the all pro recently who are in the Hall of Fame. You got guys who maybe a couple of Pro Bowls, but no all pro. You put him in. All pro really decided the best at the position that year or for multiple years.
Okay, so let's do this. Dwight Freeney in his era, the considered Wendy
Coach, he was prototype, no, but Because folks he was expecting, they knew he was gonna give he was gonna give it over. He was
but he played with era.
he drew towel. JJ was just getting started. He was one.
But Frank was winding down. Okay. Um, who
He was one of the top staffers every year, just about.
so that being the criteria, he's that guy. Julius Peppers, I'm gonna more times 3 years. It was all about Julius Peppers. Even when he got to the Bears, it didn't tail off yet. Julius has a 4 year. All right. Devin Hester, based upon that criteria, at the punt return guy, we'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnson, he 3 years where he coming in.
Yeah, when he went to Indianapolis, he was already done. My thing with Andre Johnson, and he's one of those where you say he's a quarterback and good. He might have been able to throw maybe close to Jerry. Yeah, possible. He could have put up, and he played for a better quarterback.
I think this too. These classes, it's entertainment as well. I think Andre did part in that 2001 Hurricane class. He all over being he didn't he did enough to be mentioned with Sean and Ed, because Philip Buchanan and he did enough to be mentioned with Shockey. Like it was some guys who had already came in, given an opportunity to sit on those tickets, sit on those names, and they carried him.
Johnson, the fact that he's I've heard this past week showing reviews about Austin. I heard him talk again. I've never heard him talk. And it's just like Barry. You never heard Barry feel okay. Hall of Fame. People like, wait, Barry and talk and so I'm looking forward to hearing his.
Yeah, but see, when I'm giving that example, sorry.
You can be Larry on the jump part. His hands got a part. His hands got a part.
So Chris Paul,
neck and neck. Oh, but the thing about it, people gonna say, man, y'all crazy, what up? We know we're splitting hairs. We're talking about the inequities of how they decide on who the Hall of Fame. There's no set criteria. And baseball, they know man, what 3,000 hits, you know, in the Hall of Fame. Football, they're gonna score 39 points, you know, you get new. Football, because there's so many different positions, you don't know what it takes to get it. Because you know, you always see people working, but there's also has more guys and they're in the Hall of Fame because they played 30 years apart. They played in different systems. Some of them showed up when it some people were just that compatible. Some people, okay, they were around long enough where they got one. Does this dude really so that he was good enough to stay around long enough, enough numbers to be impressive? And just
which brings me to this question. Because what you're talking about is people who are prisoners of the moment. And so you had And I'm kind of segueing a little bit, but staying on that because everyone we're mentioning, we got that from some player was our benchmark to start that. There are some new now, more than just the sports beat writers speaking on their behalf, and voices of the barbershop are now loud in social media. And these new players are making cases. We, as humans, sports, except GOAT, are Hall of Fame.
I think that we know who we watch, who was the best, whatnot. It's hard for them to say somebody who has come along and had better than heroes. To me, that's human. It's hard for somebody to go on this pedestal somebody else. And also, you got to stop. You got to start looking at error because the rules are so much different now than they were, and you got to take that into consideration. Because right now, if you tell somebody, especially in a certain age group, that Moss or T.O. was better than Bill, man, you crazy. All Moss did was run. Boston was Boston. You know, Boston blocked. Moss really played even one. T.O. had to drop some early in his career. T.O. was a counselor in the locker room. It's just that you don't want to accept it. Else can be as good or better. And they can be. And I think that with the Jerry Rice argument, he wasn't the best at everything. He didn't have a best of everything compared to other guys. But he put it all together because of, I think, Jerry's regarded as for everything that he did. Few people did any. People could do certain things that he did better, but nobody put the whole package together. And didn't did it as long and up and up. I posted an argument before that if Jerry only had half of his yards and only had one ring, but did everything that he's done, things were cut in half, would you still consider him to be the best ever? The only thing that would change is the number of yards he has, and instead of 3 rings, he would have 1. It would still be your. I think for me, like it's like porn. You might not be able to describe it, but you know what it is when you see it. You might not be able to describe a Hall of Fame, but you know what it is when you see it. When you see it on the field, and you say, okay, now he's different from anybody. Not just saying now, he's different from anybody who played before. When you saw Marino, he did. When you saw Elway, he's different.
But their upside. You have Calvin, Larry,
and
you take it.
Numbers.
No. They don't have any numbers. You just know they're good. You know they're gonna do it, but they don't have numbers. Gonna go with the not choose the 5-4-2 guy or the 6-4.
Yeah, you can't pick Marvin. You're not gonna pick Greg. You're not gonna pick. Me just looking and seeing, okay, you got upside. I'm gonna have to go with the guy who can't get to, because I don't know what I'm gonna get from these guys, these little schools, Jerry, T.O., Randy.
So T.O. Andre Johnson gonna go over T.O.
Calvin gonna go over.
Calvin,
yeah. But going by, and I've just seen the guy the size, got enough speed, and got hands that don't drop on. And I'm letting you saying I know what he's here in college. But this is where it gets sticky. Basketball players, they have all the numbers, they do all this stuff. You don't know what's in here. Jerry had more heart than anyone. More work ethic, harder work ethic than anyone. No
Let's
question. Jerry had a lot of athleticism, but he wasn't. He didn't. He did it against small competition. They heard him. And allegedly, his fourth time wasn't impressive. But there's also the myth of the fable of the legend that Bill Walsh put it out there. The Bengals were looking at and taking Jerry, but Frisco leapfrogged him in the draft to get him. That's why they gave it round.
So
Jerry,
you can't.
for me, was always just tall and skinny. I don't want that in the receiver. You're not gonna be able to. People start banging, you're gonna be able to hold up. Now, if I knew that T.O. was
If you
going
can't
to run
catch
into
it,
the
you can't.
but you gotta keep them going deep. Brandon would be running back. Physically, I don't want T.O. or Calvin Johnson because they
Julio.
yeah. Oh, not yet because T.O. bulked up when he got to the league. So Calvin was already when he got to the league. Calvin was already looking like David Ball.
So really, so
he passed size, speed, hands, route running, moving like straight. But he was a 4.5 guy. 4.5 is not slow.
Yeah,
you got 4.3. You got a 4.3 guy who's 6'3", 235, 230 pounds, running route like he's a spot guy. And Calvin Johnson, I think he was fourth game. My thing for the whole thing, you gotta come over with a criteria. If you got it, it's kind of hard to not a guy who's 4 or 5 time All Pro. Not even in the Hall of Fame, but basically for half a decade, he was voted as the best in the league. Because All Pro is now. Yeah. And back in the day when Pro Bowl was you could go with those. But now you got to go with All Pros. For the past 15 years or so, you got to go All Pro. Pro Bowl, I think fans will go and get putting guys in, and you got a lot of guys that's have their own Pro. You got a guy who was the 8th best quarterback in this conference. And he's got 2 Pro Bowls and everybody else can't even go. Aiden Craig went to a blank Pro Bowl because everybody else ain't going. I'm taking.
you still got you absolutely telling him you.
You look over in the Pro Bowl who made it. Bad game. Yeah, the guy was like, "What you doing here?" The other 10 dudes, they pulled out, man. So I think they need.
You know what? Guy right here. This guy right here is a part of all the conversation. Can we look at him as being the next play with a mediocre quarterback? Actually, went to the and was about going to the Pro Bowl by Jalen Ramsey, our receiver, and could easily, if he doesn't become a prolific wide receiver.
Yeah, I know. I had discussed with Aaron not too long ago about Kyrie. He did. I don't think he bought. And some people say he changed the game. I don't think he changed the game, but he's not the first fast wide receiver.
He's not.
Now he is extremely dangerous, and he's made himself into a very good receiver or something great. He's because he's not he got mad at me standing short. It's true. He's not a natural. pass catch. And he was fighting with the ball quite smash when he was first getting started. But when he first came in, he was really good. He could have been Doug Hester. Like, okay, he's not quite a receiver because I'm looking at him saying, dang, he's not going to play running back.
He's what Bob Hayes would have been if they had more offensive. If Bob Hayes had Andy Reid.
Yeah, more sophisticated offense.
Yeah, he just. We run the ball 75% of the time. We don't even worry about it. Or
I think that he's gonna have to put us on. Say numbers do play a part. He's gonna have to, and I think Bob Hayes gonna start the career possibly. This year he was voted the number one player in the league by peers for this past season. I think that's gonna start.
Yeah, that top 100, he got number one.
Yeah, but now I don't look at Tyreek as somebody who I would say, okay, definitely gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I think he could wind up there.
They're going to put his. Here's what's going. Outside of all the antics, they're going to put him into a vacuum. And in that vacuum, they're going to find what they're looking for. For instance, in that vacuum. And then I'm going to sprinkle in some seasoning because both of them have it. It doesn't matter how they got it. They got it. And Antonio actually was a big part of his because he scored a touchdown in it. He got a Super Bowl ring.
All right.
So I'm going to sprinkle in that seasoning. And I'm going to also sprinkle in because I'm going to play Steve Abel. He was one of the most prolific wide receivers by name. Don't get in.
He has multiple all-pro to get in. I just believe that if you play 10 years, you have at least 4 all-pro. That should be the big part. You need to have those all-pro. But people can say, okay, you were the first during the time that you played. Or you got to set some crazy records. Even for me also, but it's trying to figure out shit he did, and if he had team that made regularly with your stats the same as the regular season, or did they go up? If your stats went down in the play, I'm docking you some points. Because in the playoff, you playing the best team. Are you doing to them what you do to the other teams in the league? The one is good, who didn't really play. So, for example, people talk about Terrell Davis. I said Terrell Davis was terrific, was most productive back in the playoff and playoff history. His yards per game, he did it when you need it.
He has
like 2,000 yards.
He got a 2,000 yard season, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
For the record.
That is it. He got a vacuum. Yeah. He has a vacuum.
Do it in the postseason.
He got a 2,000 yard season. He has a 2,000 yard season. With a Super Bowl in there too, right?
2 rings.
Well, no. He has 2 rings on his 2,000 yard season. He has a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Jamal Lewis got the 2,000 yard season.
Oh, yeah. Jamal he had 2,000.
Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
So he almost
didn't go anywhere.
Eric record. Dickerson record, right?
He was getting close.
Yeah. But he didn't go to the Super Bowl the year he did that. But he got a ring. Season.
It was interesting. 2,000 yard season. Who was more impressive or whatnot. And I give Barry this. He got it 2,000. People always say, well, OJ did it in 14 games. Everybody else leading 16. Harry technically ended in 14 because he had 53 yards rushing in his first 2 games. And they scrapped the quarterback and went back to the spread. For those next 14 games, Barry had 2,000 yards rushing. And, it's kind of hard to, Grant, you can't say, well, technically he hit 2,000 in 14 games because he had 53 in the first 2. Those other 14s when you got something.
This 2,000-yard season is one of the most impressive.
But not just because it's 14, but because everybody knew what was coming.
You know what? That's a conversation. That is a conversation that we're going to have for sure. And we are going. This I have never, and we're going to do the research. But we're about to bring it up and judge it. Who's of the 2,000-yard rushing season? Because we're not. Because let's be clear. We're talking about something that is probably never going to happen again. I will even add in the
Yeah.
Who's the GOAT? Who is the GOAT? Who had the most impressive? And I'm about every sports show. You're going to come in behind No Jazz. You're going to have but we're going to do a segment. Who had the most impressive 2,000? You want to do it, Tank?
Yes, we definitely want to do it.
We got to do it. Who had the most impressive? We're going to do it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just think that you got to come up with the criteria they use for the Hall of Fame. And you can't start with, well, we got a log jam at receiver. You can't let everybody in. If the guy is worthy of the Hall of Fame, if you got 3 or 4 wide receivers who you feel are to legitimate Hall of Fame, you can't just say, well, we're going to let one of them in. No, if you got 4, if those are the best 4 candidates for the Hall of Fame that year, you shouldn't have to be arguing every year who's going to get in this year. Who's going to get in this year? If you still got Corey Holt. People, where is he going to get in? You got people about Reggie Wayne. Where you up at Log Jam, he's going to get in. And you got other guys who retired. Is he going to get in? And you get folks further and further down. If you're Hall of Fame when you're today, you should have been a Hall of Fame. If you don't, they only want to have each year, but it start where the guy get pushed further and further down, but the guy to play the position have a couple numbers. Can't just be the number. The guy was going to be in the Hall of Fame 3 years ago. Out over the past 3 years, other guys that play this position have a whole lot better numbers. So now you got to justify getting in or not getting in. These other guys came in better. Everybody's going to have better numbers when it comes to the passing game, quarterback and the receiver. Which brings me to something else. Y'all forget us. We just whoever comes up. Why a cornerback with the ball being thrown as much as it is, and as much as it has been in the past 2 or 4 years? Why did they retire?
And those who preceded it, those from the 80s, the 70s.
Why did those guys 20 and 30 some pick? And they like Reeves. If you want to say he's the best ever run the country do it. And somebody who is not really the best ever do it, but he had longevity and he stayed around. Terrell Buckley has 51 picks. One is Terrell Buckley, 51 picks. And Reeves got 30, 39, 38 picks. Now those currently have 30 picks. And they consider him to be one of his era. The best corner not only shut down receiver, they got passes. They're throwing enough. You need to get the passes off. We gonna pay over. They're avoiding picks. And then if you saying he was avoided, he got 57 picks. Why aren't these guys picking his passes off? The ball been thrown a lot more frequently than it used to be. There's more opportunity to catch balls and get yards. There's also more opportunity to pick passes off. What's the problem?
Check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. We have the slide scale. This is what happens on Not Just Another Sports Show. Spinning. He started asking these questions, but he just starts to ask. And this is what happens. So let me tell you what's going on, because as he was saying over that, that's 51. Terrell Buckley got tried. Jordan Prime. Terrell Buckley got tried way more than Reed. But the thing is, as you were saying that they don't pass as much. Is Sapp not as prolific a pass rusher as they pass?
That's all you pay off. But the three guys to keep the person who personified the head is Mike Taylor. Mike played 13 years. He's got 14 picks because Mike had no hands. But these guys who are returning all, they don't have these picks, actually have hands. Sherman played receiver in college. Sherman can catch. Revis has hands, but I've seen him make some himself. Some that the one just giving. But my thing is, how many passes being thrown? There should be more interception. There should be more interception. 50 passes a game. Trying to tell me every other week somebody you can't have somebody grand on them. But out of them 50 passes, 10 or 11 are coming towards you, even if you're the number one corner. You gotta get your hand on something. Yeah, Ramsey can't catch. Ramsey can pick off fast, but he's in college.
Right.
I'm talking. It just doesn't make sense to me that the ball is in the air that frequently. Corners are with the receiver, and the receivers coming down with the ball. These corners aren't making any kicks, any picks. A lot of these picks are all quick passes or overthrown or underthrown passes. They're not just man. He just snagged it, and it makes no sense to me. If you're throwing that much, to me, I'm gonna come down with at least one of them every 2 weeks. You should. The top corner. They should have pick every other week. Because the ball is being thrown.
Every other week?
It's game. It's 7. You're trying to tell me you can't get your hand on 7 picks.
I'm gonna tell you something. I have you, and I should be trying you. So it's like,
but most of the league should also have picks. I will go again back. People like to say he's the best player to do it. Deion was avoided. Still managed to get 57 picks. They weren't all tip passes. While Shelton was overthrown on the team. He was going in.
I think it's also a part of the entertainment, because even though Deion was avoided, there's some football inside of it too. There's some football and some stubborn is, I don't give a damn because you Deion. I'm going over there. Do me. And he made you pay. And I think the league itself was probably pushing some buttons and said, hey, why do we have a matchup. Why do we have a Don Mikowski, Sterling Sharp? I believe he played then too with Atlanta. If we're not going to give it, if we're not going to let the fans have it, football tells me if I don't do it, entertainment tells me I should do that. And so I think probably your Sauce Gardners, and Diggs created an environment to try them. A lot of people, look how many times he was getting beat. That man is running out there running. Really put, make this happen. But Junior. Pastor Surtain Jr. You're not on TV. No, I'm not saying no one thinks you're not. I think Champ Bailey suffered from that. You didn't create the persona of the desire to see what was on Revis Island or not. Shout out to my main man, Ron Barber, who changed it. And you better not throw that. You kind of got to create that too. Let's go back to Devin Hester. If Devin Hester could play some DB, he can actually, if he can catch a back up 4 yards, verbalize.
It's just start the game. Way do things now, and way people players village. I know you can't use metrics, but at the same time, you can't extrapolate today's metrics and which what happens when if they're Hall of Fame, I think. And happens these the guys who get on and they don't take the whole concept of in which these guys played, the system in which these guys played, and saying, okay, this is why their numbers are what they are. They only threw 15 passes a game. No wonder he don't have 1,000 yards. They only threw 15 passes a game. No wonder this guy had 2 passes a game. Where today this guy had 6 catches a game.
Right.
You got to look at when guys were playing and how dominant they were in their era. Not compare them to some outliers and some guys that number crazy for even back then. Charlie Hennigan had like 1,800 yards.
Who was that?
That's a receiver, Charlie Hennigan.
Yeah.
1,800 yards and 6 of it. And if you put those numbers in today, you're crazy. But those were few and far between. But you can't. I just don't like the fact that it's just throwing guys in all the fact. I don't like the fact that they stuck on numbers. But, I'm looking forward to hearing from these speeches speak. Gradishaw, I'm looking forward to. Not because when you hear these older guys who finally get on, you hear how much it means to them. I don't care what anybody says. You want to be recognized as one of the best to ever do something. That gold jacket solidifies that's what you were. Whether me, you, or anybody else likes it or not. People that vote said, hey, you ain't worthy of being inducted in the football hill. Some of these guys who've been inducted recently shouldn't have been, in my opinion. They wouldn't have, but I like listening to those stories. The guys who waited. It's bad, and one thing I don't want to see them do is I don't want to see anybody getting inducted. Okay, they put Penn State in the year. What did he do between those 355 days before after he went to the Sup? Then now you're gonna put him all
Do you what if you have a like what if Tom Brady like remember when to the thing and then he had a little area where I've done all of this. I'm gonna go Calvin Johnson vacuum.
Right now, Pat Mahomes Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you well, the song that
If he has a long
if all of it, all of it, at the end of 10 years, he still gets that. I don't think he's gonna have one of. I don't think he's gonna have borderline Hall of Fame that they are. But I think that's what Eli did. Eli was borderline Hall of Fame, and he played himself out of it. He's gonna get in because not just because he got rings, but because it was against the cut and his last. But he's a 500 guy. He was never the best in the league. I don't think he will ever be the best in the country. Being a Manning and eating the twice
no.
is what
Beating Tom Brady. Criteria is the criteria. This is just the KD criteria. Let's go like this. New York. Remember Joe Namath in the hall. Playing a big and you do something big. And not let's just say as a little error. And you beat the most dominant player, or arguably the most dominant player, and you play in the toughest markets: New York, LA, Chicago, Dallas. We're gonna play Super Mario Brothers. You're gonna get like some extra. You're gonna get some lives criteria. Everything the Cowboy, the franchise. Once you start becoming a Green Bay Packer, everything you do as a Philadelphia, gonna want to put their name in there, but shut up. Everything you do as we have to weigh you against your peers first. You play with that. Troy brought home 3 of them things. You better be bringing in some real numbers because I'm putting you up against Terry Bradshaw. As a running back, you better be bringing in some real Franco. Need a franchise thing. And I'm not in order, then it has to be position to position period. Wide receivers. Who's the ring goat of wide receivers? Jerry? 5?
Oh well,
all right. 4 rings. I'm just using this as an example. 4 rings. If yards and some bunch of receptions, you better be. And I'm not saying Robert Horry yourself because you might make 4 rings. Antonio Brown he's playing against some heavyweights. I can't have Danny White conversations standing next to Troy and Roger. I just can't.
You're saying in story franchise, before you get in, you need to reach be on the level of those to say.
And then we start, and then we rings. Your franchise, your rings, and if you don't have the Super Bowls, like Andre Johnson, Julio, Super Bowls, y'all better be bringing me. Y'all because I can't.
Yeah, ain't real history.
I and like that's your day. I know to coming with it. Barry, you better be coming with Russian titles, the 3 Russian titles. You need to come with them. Come with them.
Yeah, you got to, yeah. And people saying you like, hey, I need you to truly be elite. Where someone said you're going to Hall of Fame, nobody is saying, you sure? It should be you ain't being this criteria, and you and also when I see you play, I know that you're all a fan. You know you can meet that criteria.
Because I'm like this. I'm like this. Eric, Terrell Davis, Martin. You start having certain conversations. Hey, if you didn't oh, you got sitting in there. Terrell Davis still sitting in there. It's your two. You got to get off the table. But Franco, anybody who had a tunnel, you know how fast CJ2K leaving the.
You got to get the strict criteria. It's getting to the point where it's time to call good. God, it's just be on getting in. And don't get in if not. It's not great. It's not the work. Everybody's not going to get in. That doesn't mean you want a great player. You could want one of the very, very best too. No shame in that. You all did your best, and you were one of the best to play. You want one of the best to ever do it. You hit because
fame something serious, man.
And I'll tell you somebody who we found out he was talking. It made me wonder. He said, am I worthy to be in here? He said it was this mind blowing. I really belong with these guys. And I appreciated his honesty. And Dion was kind of shady, but I understood what he did. I appreciate you for saying that. He was basically saying probably that was Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner, when he found out he was getting in. He's got just thinking Kurt Warner is one of the best to ever play the position. And just he had some moments and he had some games. I mean, he has a Super Bowl where he kept putting up numbers for the Jordans. He's 1 for 2, 1 for 3.
1 for 2.
1
of 3.
Yeah. Yeah, he went for 3 and 1.
Yeah.
1 or 2. He's 1 for 2. Fact that he had a little lapse in his career from the Giants, the Rams got rid of him. He had a couple of good years with Queens. When he was with the Giants, I just don't think that doing certain things to get you in when you want long term just one of the captain. Like I said, I appreciate his honesty about, hey, I'm really sure about belonging. I was like, yeah, you all good. You Sandy Koufax. And briefly, grateful moments. You now, if I'm ranking top 100 quarterbacks to play, he put you in there. I'm not putting you in about again, it's not a slight somebody when you're good. It takes a whole lot just to get there. It takes a whole lot just to make it to be a special team. You were the third string center on the team, but it takes a lot to get there and to stay there. But if you get to the Hall of Fame and talking about the best of the best, you got to be strict about it. Otherwise, it loses. It doesn't become as special as it will. You just start letting guys in who If you don't have, for me, if you don't have 10 years in it, you need to have a minimum of 4 All-Pro. Play longer, I think you can do it. But if you would, I don't want to say 5, straight, 4, 10 years, 4 out means you all best in the league.
Your what if we have your depth chart? I don't know who did T.O. go in at.
He wasn't even there. He was.
I got Bob Hayes as my X. No, I got Bob as my Y. Criteria, those two for our team alone. And let's just say T.O. did go in. Let's just say There's you got numbers, but not. I can't. Not. They got Hall of Fame numbers, and you going up against T.O. now. Oh, T.O. has it. I can't let you in. I can't let you in.
Not only that, T.O. had don't get yards.
I can't even let you in. I can't let you in. Like you're taking nothing away from me. I just can't. What? I forgot. You know who I forgot in the I left and they don't have anybody. Mike Evans. But I know he's gonna play Pittsburgh. So you need to take then we're gonna look at he's a Hall of very good.
Yeah. And he
See T.O. Not T.O.
And they were for a brief period of time. They win off of Jenkins. Jenkins was a monster. Again, you gonna look at his numbers and you gonna say, but you gotta.
You talking about Roddy? Andre Rison was cool, but let's be real. Ain't none of them Hall of Famers.
No. But you said but yeah, he's the best receiver Atlanta have had. And that's just not even just numbers. That's it. Period. Julio.
That's just period.
We got that was good.
So when you start talking about an arguing crowd, I think they need to vote in house. You want to have a representative, but before you even send that to the pool, Atlanta first. No, you didn't. Don't even put your name in us with that. You made it out of Houston. You did. And D Hop, he's gonna make it out of Houston too.
He's another one where he had the shot for that. He was another one who had a quarterback. No.
I'm gonna let you make it out of Houston. I'm gonna let you make it out of there. Start. And they'll give you that. They gotta give you that. But the young man that's coming after them, can you make it out of your camp? Arian Foster. Arian Foster.
No, he had 2 years.
2 years. He didn't make it out of his own camp. Make it out of your own camp.
That's a big thing. You get out. Can you measure up against people better play for your franchise?
For your franchise.
If you do, then you can move. You measure.
He had against who Emmitt had to go up against?
What's that?
Calvin Hill. Zeke, do you measure up?
No.
You don't. You really don't. Because you know what we're going to do? We gonna take the yards?
Yards, you take this range, take MST, and also
You take the playoff appearances?
long trip.
No, come on, man. I can't enjoy y'all.
I think you just stop letting the rival do it. I say you need to let other Hall of Fame players and coaches go. And there's a few
The
players.
NFL is gonna start making itself.
It's Aaron Donald. Yeah, he needs to be all African writer who biased against the Rams, biased against Aaron Donald. These writers, they have biases. They made T.O. Wade. They had an issue with him. Not because no one would ever say the T.O. didn't or didn't come to play every game. You might not have cared for some of the things that happened off the field. It's not like he was breaking the law. Because if you did, I don't care what you did off the field. What you did on the field is truly great and one of the best to ever do it. You did. The only person who is not going to fall into that category, and the NFL just can't take it. Well, not the NFL, but the Hall of Fame can't take it. Aaron Sharp ain't going to. He was getting there. 63 picks and 9 returns for touchdown.
Yeah.
He was getting a Super Bowl.
That's too much of the women's.
You going to be getting a Super Bowl jacket. He been out in another 100 years. Getting in.
He finna get R. Kelly treatment. He done football style. He whole thing. But at any rate, we have some ground cover.
We're gonna do it. Behind the numbers. Wow.
We're gonna do that graphics and everything. I don't know if we should do it like a head to head, see what happens, but it's definitely gonna happen. Y'all look for it because it's coming.
Hey, football season getting started. Y'all know what's gonna be happening. We need you women out there who are married and if not falling in line with the football rules during the season. Your husband is gonna be unavailable. Saturday, Sundays, Monday, Thursday for the next.
But you could stand in front of the TV with the right rent dude fit on and make it happen. What's that?
Also, shout out to Simone and the ladies gymnastics team for the Olympic y'all thanking Simone. I will say this, and we can get another time. Like, presently, you can arguably say she's the best athlete in the world.
That's another conversation. Well, in saying that, we definitely want to give Simone with the gymnastics team their props for their team, and also Simone for title ago. As it's been great. And in closing, I just want to say this: we all have our opinions, some placed in different contexts, and I am to the families for you on Sunday, Monday through Friday, on that field to become the Hall of Famers in your hearts. And that is reward and honor that they truly will receive, really value the most. How their family and people that are around them feel about them, and probably, their extended city. We have definitely come to a place where the universe, whoever you believe in, has blessed us with so many different gladiators for so many level of context. You're going to have this level of opinion now, this level of God, considerably. These guys really put up criteria that you really, and a standard that made you say, yes, you have to really consider what they did as the ultimate exception. And that is the platinum standard, not just the gold standard. And everybody does not deserve to drink from the cup. I just have my opinions about it. But nevertheless, I want to make sure you subscribe to No Jazz. It's not just another sports show. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram at No Jazz. We talk about what we haven't talked about. Discuss it that you want to. No Jazz Sports
Thank
Show.
you.